If you've been wondering what it's like to live in Bellevue, Washington, everything from proximity to different areas, the real estate there, favorite restaurants, then I'm your gal. I'm Veronica Morse, your Eastside and Seattle real estate broker. And today we're going to take a deep dive into breaking up really what it's like living in Bellevue, Washington. Let's dive deep into Bellevue, Washington. Bellevue is such a unique city. I mean, honestly, you don't even have to leave it. There's so much to do. Not only is, there's golf, there's lots of golf, but there's hiking nearby, trails, shopping, restaurants, everything. And it's a beautiful area. Bellevue actually stands for beautiful view. And Lake Washington's on one side, Lake Sammamish is on the other. So you're surrounded by bodies of water, and you have the Cascade Mountains on one side, the Olympic Mountains on the other side, and you're really just close to a little bit of everything. So what I'm going to talk about is the different areas, zip codes, a little bit of everything of, what I like to do there, things to do. Of course, we're going to talk about real estate and see maybe what could be the best Bellevue neighborhood for you. As we dive a little bit deeper, if you compare it to your neighboring cities like Kirkland and Redmond, who might have a couple zip codes, Bellevue's a little bit larger. It doesn't look huge on a map, but you've got 98004 here, 5, 06, 07, 08. So not in perfect outlines, but you have quite a few different areas, and they're all unique in their own way. So really quick, as we start, I'm going to go west to east right now. And as we talk about Medina and Clyde Hill, so these are technically, they look like, many people consider it part of Bellevue, but we're going to talk about Medina first. Medina is, luxe, creme de la creme area. It has its own zip code. It has its own city name. So it's not technically a part of Bellevue. But this is a very residential area. And this is going to be where, old Jeff Bezos' house, Jeff Bezos' old house. We have Bill Gates that live here. Multi-billion dollar properties. If we just go to what's active right now, I'll show you here. This is all active homes. We're like 11 million. Actually, that's rather inexpensive. 22 million for waterfront. 13 million. So it's 8 million. It's beautiful, beautiful homes. But as you can tell, they have a large park, the Medina Park here, great for the dogs, kids, but this is mostly residential. But you are close to everything you need access to for Seattle and so forth. So that's going to be a snapshot of Medina. Clyde Hill is also an interesting one. Pretty residential as well, but Clyde Hill is special because it does share a zip code with Bellevue, but it has its own address name. So it's its own city name, Clyde Hill, Washington, but its own zip. Clyde Hill is a very unique area in the sense that, okay, yes, you are residential, but if you're in areas over here, this is, Evergreen Drive, if this is where I'm going here. These homes are unique in the sense that you're really in, cul-de-sacs, and it's very, very neighborhood friendly. You can just keep walking and everything's safe. But right in your back, in the back set, you have the view of the city. You could walk to downtown Bellevue, do everything you need. And this is why you're going to see that Clyde Hill is going to be pretty special in regards to homes, but also you're going to notice that in the price points as well. While it's not as high as Medina is because you don't have as much waterfront, you are going to see here around Clyde Hill, another 11 million, 25 million, 6 million. But I'd say, there's much more opportunity for 5 million, 6 million price points. We have a 3, 5, 4. You have a little bit of mix right now of both new constructions there, and then also, I wouldn't say older homes, but it's just a little bit of a mix here. So you can get a sense of what that looks like. So that is Clyde Hill. And as we go to, pull over here. So let's start with True Bellevue, 98004. This is going to be called West Bellevue, and you have a lot of different areas down here as well. Bellevue is going to be Bellevue Way, and this is one main street that really goes through everything. Now, right around here is going to be, you're going to have a mix. Here you're going to find a lot more, I wouldn't say skyscrapers, but larger, taller buildings. Businesses are down here. You have, Expedia, you have Meta, you've got a little bit of everything. And then you also have, this is going to be residential. So it's a little bit of a mix, but this is where all the shopping is. It does feel a little bit like you are in a mall. but everything that you could possibly need, you're around here. So this goes to restaurants as well. And then this is downtown Bellevue Park. It looks small on the map, but it's actually rather big. They have a ice skating rink they put up in the winter time. It's a great walk. And then of course you have Maidenbower Park here. And this is all great, waterfront. You could park the boat too for a transient stay if you want to hop off and grab some food. So this is going to be downtown Bellevue. My favorite restaurants in downtown Bellevue are going to be, Ascend is great for a view. It's huge. It's got it's on like the 31st floor, beautiful views. You can get Mount Rainier views as well there. My personal favorite area to go into when I'm talking about going out to eat is going to be Old Main. So this is Main Street here, right below the park. This is going not to be having huge skyscrapers. You're at, 1 or 2 type story buildings. And Carmine's is a personal favorite. It's a wonderful restaurant. Beaux on Main, which is going to be over here. And so lots of great restaurants there. It's my preferred area. You also have a great little wine shop as well. And so that's going to be the majority of downtown Bellevue. Again, this is really business oriented. So all your shopping in regards to, maybe not your groceries, but lots of options there. The Bravern is where you're going to have a luxury shopping area. This is going to be all your high-end Louis Vuitton, Gucci, all your luxury brand names. And you also have a great restaurant called John Howie here. So if you live anywhere West Bellevue, you're going to have a very convenient area. And not only that, in this part of Bellevue, if you hop on 520, you can get to Seattle in about probably 10 to 15 minutes without traffic. You can also get to Mercer Island, which is over here. And then you also can get through Seattle, the south end, also 10 to 15 minutes, depending on which way you go. So what's great about being in Bellevue is not only do you have access to 405 this way or 520 in Seattle this way, you can also do this way, and really just getting a sense of, hey, I can be in downtown Seattle quickly. I can be in downtown Kirkland quickly. If you're in Bellevue, you can just hop on to Kirkland or hop on the freeway and go to Kirkland in less than 10. So really easy area. If we're looking at the map here and I go to show you these areas of West Bellevue and Beaux Arts, and we'll look at some real estate there, but this is all very, very residential. What's great about this area, again, is that you don't feel like you're in the city. Lots of wooded areas. Beaux Arts is a really beautiful, kind of an older community and neighborhood that has been around for a long time, but you have some I wouldn't say secret, but kind of, secret beach parks here. A lot of these neighborhoods have access to their own beach. So you are getting your privacy, you're getting a lot of wooded areas, you get the water access, but you're also, from Beaux Arts, for example, you are a very close drive to get on I-90 and get over to Seattle if you need to. So it's a convenient location. So if we look at a little bit of real estate here, what 98004 looks like, this is from, we're in May right now, so this is from April of what happened. Median and average sales price, you're looking at 2.9 and 3.5. So yes, you are finding a little bit more high prior to your homes. And then we do have, over the last little bit, we've seen a lot more luxury listings sitting a little bit longer. So, percent of list price received 98%. We've had a little bit less pending and closed sales, as you can see from the year before. So not to say there is opportunity in Bellevue right now, anyways, in the higher price points. And if we take a couple minutes to take a look at what's available for Bellevue, as I mentioned, this is going to be a little bit of a mix of new construction, 1970s, 80s homes that maybe have been remodeled, and condos. This area, of course, is going to be a little bit higher in the condos. Hey, you can find something for $500,000, which is great. And then since we've already looked at the real estate Clyde Hill area, I'll come down to West Bellevue here just to show you have a little bit easier on the price points. 4 million, 4, 5, 6, 5, you can find some 3s in there, which is nice. Oh, here we have one for 1.9. So let's take a look at this one just to give you a sense of what that looks like. So this is going to be, a little bit older. I don't see a garage, a little bit of a unique floor plan. So that goes to show of what that looks like down below. Again, you're just kind of looking at a little bit of everything. This is going to probably be a new construction. So you can find beautiful homes that are larger lots over there. and you're probably looking anywhere from 3 to 6 million, depending on what you get. Okay. I apologize, it's going a little bit slow, but you can see this is a little bit newer construction with, you know, a decent sized lot. So that is going to wrap up West Bellevue, and we're going to move on to the next. All right, let's get into 98005. So this is part of east of 405. So this is still, again, this is not going to be a perfect outline here, but this is part of 98005. You are still close to 405. You still have really great access to 520 in Seattle, I-90 in Seattle. This way is, if you keep going east, it's going to be Redmond, which has Microsoft and SpaceX. So lots of still opportunity here. You're just not going to have that kind of luxe downtown lifestyle. So over here, you're going to have, we're going to start here. This is kind of a commercial area, so you're not going to see a lot of residential. If you did, I would kind of stick out for it just because you have car dealerships here, you have kind of miscellaneous small businesses, so it's not as grand as downtown Bellevue is, but still a lot of things to do. A couple restaurants, not, I'd say some better, smaller, like family-owned restaurants going to be in this side of the freeway. Still lots to do. You have Home Depot, Trader Joe's, so everything that you need for shopping-wise, but you're still very, very close to downtown Bellevue. What I like about this area, the zip code, is that you actually have Bridle Trails, which is this area here. And part of it is, half of it is Kirkland address, half of it is Bellevue address. And what's unique about this one is that Bridle Trails, you have a state park right in the middle here. So not only do you have, you're close to Kirkland, you're close to Bellevue, you have a neighborhood that it feels like you are nowhere near a big city, yet you have the convenience of being close to everything. So this is, you see bigger lots, very tall trees. You can see this is pretty residential here, and it's very equestrian friendly. You also have Bellevue Golf Course, which is right here, and Pro Club, which is a, great for families. They have restaurants, they have a lot of activities. And then the two clubs in Bellevue are going to be Bellevue Club, which is a little bit higher end, harder to get into, higher fees. But that's where you go to be seen sometimes. And then Pro Club Bellevue is just, I'd say, more like a great family area for if you don't want to spend the money on Bellevue Club. And so if we do a quick little look about real estate over in Bridle Trails. Oops. Sorry, it's going very slow. We're going to see that these price points here are going to be a little bit, easier on the eye than parts of West Bellevue. A little bit older homes sometimes. There is going to be a mix of new construction in there as well. But wooded, you have some great, beautiful estates here. I mean, for example, 5,700 square feet, a little bit more grand with probably a lot more lot size. So that's an idea of Bridle Trails. You can get a little bit of everything, but you're not going to see very often, those $5, $6, $7, $8, $9 million. You can definitely find some things here in 2s, in 3s, maybe for a little bit older. And then if we're going with more grand new construction or larger homes, you're looking at 4, 5, 6. So in regards to Bridle Trails, that would be a majority of the real estate there. As we get into south of 98005, Crossroads is still convenient. Wilburton's a great little neighborhood as well. Another country club. This is going to be the Botanical Garden. So if you're living over on this side, you can have the opportunity to get into pockets that are very residential, yet you don't have the busyness of downtown Bellevue, and you still have a lot of things to do like golf and the gardens, but yet you're still very close to everything that downtown has to offer. So just looking at 98005 for the price points of what happened last month, compared to what we had in 98004, you're looking at 2.9 and 3.5 for median and average sales price. Yet, you were looking at 1.9 and closer to 2 for 98005. So that gives you an idea of what's going on in that area. And just to give you an idea of what's for sale right now. This is Wilburton, great little community. You have 1.8 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. A little bit smaller, less than 2,000 square feet. We're looking at about $2 million for a 3,300 square feet homes, probably a little bit older too. So you just have a little bit of everything. And if you have further questions on particular homes there, of course, reach out. So that's going to wrap up the 98005. As we go into, I'm going to talk about this area, the 98006, 98007, 98008 areas, just kind of together. As you can see, as you get further from 405, the more difficult it's going to be to get to downtown Bellevue, to get to other areas besides Redmond, or maybe going down to Issaquah over here. But you're going to have a little bit of mix. It's going to be similar to 98005 east of 405 in the sense that, okay, you'll have some areas that have your shopping, but it's not going to be as grand as downtown Bellevue. So you have your Fred Meyers, you have Marshall's over here, you have a Dick's Drive-In. This is Crossroads, which is just kind of like a little bit of a strip mall, kind of a multiple little things in there. But you're going to do, if you're going like clothes shopping, you're probably going to downtown Bellevue. Movie theater, going to downtown Bellevue. So you're still close, but you'll see here, there's another golf course here, like Tam O'Shanter, which is great. You've got some parks here and there, but just the map, you can see this is mostly residential with a couple of different areas or, businesses dropped in. If you're looking for a waterfront home that is not west of West Bellevue, you can find some great opportunities along Lake Sammamish here. Lake Sammamish is gorgeous. It's a little bit more calm than Lake Washington. So if you are a water skier or of that sort, great lake for it. And again, the price points are not going to be as crazy as you would have in other areas. So dependent on the neighborhood, you're going to kind of have a mix over here of, I've seen it's mostly a little bit older neighborhoods. So right now, as they bring in new construction, you might find quite a bit of neighborhoods looking at a older. Sometimes you get a tear down looking home, and right next to it is a brand new construction. So it's a little bit spotty in that sense right now. But as things grow, you still have a lot of great opportunity, and you're getting in at a better price point. So not only you got price, you have the lake on this side, you have golf courses, you still have parks, and you're still close to everything that downtown Bellevue and even east of Bellevue here has to offer. So as we go into 980, I'll do a quick show of we'll do 98008, for example, which is going to be the furthest. But, now we're looking at a 1.516 price point versus the 2 millions or 3 millions that we saw. And then 980, that's going to be for down below. Let's see. Yeah, we'll start with 98008. But just to get a sense of what that looks like of price points, which is where I go, okay, you're going to find a little better of a deal. You're further away, but great deals. For example, this is a waterfront home for $4 million, which would be very, very, very difficult to find over on the other side of Bellevue. Okay. And so here you'll see 2.4. You've got some 1.9, 1.1 for a little, 3-bedroom, 1-bath. So the opportunities are there. And as you can tell, these are the smaller kind of older homes. And then you might have something nearby like a brand new construction. So again, a little bit spotty, but still a great area, still close to things. Again, it's really hard to go wrong with Bellevue and what's over there. As we get to even South Lake Hills, like this area, still you're going to find very similar things. This is probably a new construction, yep. And then on the same street or a couple streets down is a little bit older of a home. And here again, you've got some waterfront for the mid-4s, which again, for that price point and having some lake life, that's not too bad for this area. Okay. And last but not least, we're going to go travel down to 98006, which is right around here. So a little bit different, and it's still considered Bellevue. It's just a little bit, it feels different than the rest of Bellevue. So once you hit I-90 here, and this is also kind of where traffic starts to pick up quite a bit, especially after, 3, as you get down to Renton. This is that troublesome area you start to get stuck at. But south here has a lot of opportunity as well. And we'll go into the price points later, but Bellevue College is right here. So if you have any kids in school, it's convenient. This is a little shopping area here, which is in Factoria. They have a grocery store. They have a Nordstrom Rack. They've got a few different things. So you can have things close, but you're not going to have things like you would in other parts of Bellevue. But, if you're up here, it's still a quick, as long as there's no traffic, it's still a quick drive to get to Bellevue and other areas. So as we go into here, Cougar Mountain here, Cougar Hills, Lakemont, these are all great neighborhoods, super residential. Down here, you're going to have a Starbucks and things like that. So you still have coffee, you still have what you need, but this is going to be more residential. Somerset is a great little area because the views from here are very, very pretty because you can get views of, you're higher up, so you can get the Seattle skyline, you get the bridges, water, pardon me. It's all very beautiful. And then this is also going to be where I would say you have a really easy access to hiking. So from this area, you can hop on to I-90, and this is Issaquah, and lots of trailheads over here. And Issaquah has a very cute little downtown area. Newcastle is going to be its own city over here, but what Newcastle is known for is the Newcastle Golf Course. And the Newcastle Golf Course is going to be right here. So if you're living over here, if you love to golf, it's a quick and easy drive to get up there. It's located up on a hill, great golfing, great views. It even has a great clubhouse restaurant if you're not into golfing, just to go up there and enjoy the views. As we look into real estate in 98006, let me pull it up here. So we've kind of gone, our price points have gotten, for the most part, lower besides this. So this is going to be 98006. Average and median for this is single family, 1.8, 1.9. So we're not as inexpensive as east near the lake of Bellevue. And this is going to be primarily with some of those view areas like Somerset that have higher price points because of that. So just looking at what's available for sale, Somerset, you can kind of get a little bit of everything. So, 1.9 for something 4-bed, 3420 square feet. This is also going to have more, I'd say, like unique homes. I don't see as many crazy new constructions in Somerset. And this is, as you can see, as I'm showing you, this is where we're at. You don't see the new constructions that you see that on the other areas. So Hilltop, same thing. You can get some great views. So, but let's just go for the price points. I mean, again, we're not seeing anything that's over 4, but if it's something that's in the higher 2.7, you have 5,000 square feet, 2.9, 4,500 square feet. So you're getting, more bang for your buck over here, but you will just be a little bit more residential with not as close proximity as other parts of Bellevue. So that is a lot to take in, but that pretty much sums up Bellevue, Washington, a great area. It's convenient. There's a reason why these price points are higher. There's a reason why people want to be in Bellevue. Not only you have a rising tech industry here, you're close to Seattle, you're close to the freeways. It is its own little slice of heaven over there. So if you would like more information on Bellevue, Washington, or a particular type of neighborhood within it to really do a deeper dive, then let me know. I'm Veronica Morse, your Eastside and Seattle real estate broker.